What's up, everybody? Stream time. Where are your children? They're watching keyboard streams and throwing their money away. Racing Draft, Brez, Jeremy 57, 10 Strong, Metallic Charles, Fropsy, Axon. Welcome. Welcome, guys. How are we doing? See some yellow M's? That's what I like to see. Thank you. Much appreciated. How are we doing tonight? Head and shoulder, dude, I know. Like, let's be real. It's on point. It's on point today. I'm happy. I woke up like this. So, welcome. Today we're going to be doing, thank you. We're going to be rebuilding my TX60. So I've built this on stream before. I know it's not the most like exciting and amazing build, but ooh, I forgot about that fight. I'll have to PM her. I'm gonna like awkwardly turn around. I'll hit her up. It'll happen. So yeah, I mean, it's not, but it's gonna be a fun build. I've made some particular choices that I'm excited about for this build. There's a little bit of history to the build. So, and if you are joining us for the first time, welcome to Mechs on Deck. We typically host a talk show Mondays and Wednesdays with my co-partner and total badass, Mr. Osiris. The Arctic Fox, dude, how have you been? Arctic Fox and I, we the way back boys. So, but yeah, like I said, TX60. It's a solid board. It's probably going to be my, it's probably going to be like my my streaming setup board, like permanently, just because it's a great board. And on top of that, hold on real quick. On top of that, it's just good. It's going to be a fun, easy build. Arctic Fox, good to hear, man. I'm good. Finally get to build this thing. This thing's been unbuilt for like 3 weeks, and I've been missing it because camping, which is going to go on this, has just been sitting in a bag, in this bag, forever. So, but let's take it down to the main camera. All right, welcome. So it's a lot more lit up this time. Shined up yet? Oh, it's shined. I'll show you. It's definitely shined. There's my quick show. I love TX keyboards. Thank you, Heinebush, for that. So, but yeah, TX60 V2. I'm excited. Hopefully I can get my hands on one. There's only going to be like 120. So, hopefully we can get at least one a TX board sent to TX. But show this off real quick. Bean Lover, what's up? Look at all these fingerprints. Put Chocolatier on the wooden board. See, that's an Anthony already stole that move. I'll just be copying him. I've already copied enough from him. Are you getting the fat acrylic bottom metal top TX TKL? I am not. Not because I don't think it's a cool board. I just don't need it, and you know, I try my best to not spend every dollar I have. So make Osiris get one. We'll see if we can track one down. So nice. Sort of make out. This is the fat brass weight. Comes in the TX60 Antique. I don't have the plate in it right now. Finish is weird because this finish is different than anodizing. So, but very excited. It's a very nice looking board. It does limit itself to some of the PCBs, or not PCBs, keycap sets. But there's that classic TX60 side profile. Cartoon 91, what's up? What's up? I got your stuff right over there in that room. Korean, they are Korean, yes. Carve. I should carve Chewy right here, just like so. Just and then we'll show off the plate real quick. There's really nothing special about this plate. It's probably my least favorite part of the TX60. A little dirty, but we're not trying to impress anybody. This is a workhorse build. I'll give it a quick rundown. I hit Sharpie. Let's get some acrylic paints out. So here is my problem. And I brought out the Baka 60 plate. So look at this. Look at all that space here. I'm gonna hide me. Look at all that space on the bottom. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I am going top mount of the new one. I have no idea. Acoustic cuts. Oh, okay. Sorry. For a second, I thought you meant like the acoustics were cutting. I was like, that's a really weird way of saying your audio is cutting out. But so this is the Baka 60. This is a fixed plate. The only option is the caps lock. That's the only thing that's going to really give you any sort of option. So I like fixed plate. Fixed plate's the best in my opinion because it adds the most material and no wobble. So let's line this up. So any of the lighter brass you see is extra. It is the way. Any of that lighter brass that you see, that's going to be just everything you can fill in. So you can see how open this bottom row is. I understand why they do that. They do that so that you can put whatever layout you want on it. But in my opinion, I don't really, it's just not for me. The biggest gripe that I have, let's see if I can put this up. And this is not to say that, you know, these are all very nitpicky things. But this. So to open it up for ISO, for an ISO enter, you leave this entire bottom part open, leaving that backspace or pipe key to whatever you're choosing floating almost. So, not a fan. It's not my favorite plate, but you know, the Baka 60 was designed in a way to make the perfect board for me, and I took a lot from this plate design and go, how can I make this better? So, Don Daddy, Olivia, hello. Part of Texas. I'm from Dallas. So next up, this is something fun. This is something. So I bought this. If you tuned in to Man of Interest last night for the cool board, we were there last night, and we had a ton of fun doing that. By the way, shout out, go follow his channel. Someone link that in chat because I'm too lazy and I don't like messing things up. Link his Twitch. So he did such an awesome job, and doing that, we just had a lot of fun. But we mentioned this last night, but this is the ZL60. So this PCB I bought in November of 2018. And I bought this for the Lumina. I was very excited. I was very excited to get this. It's going to be kind of an RGB theme. It was going to be white. It was going to be just a cool board. Going to put Zelios in it. And yeah. So enough about the Lumina. So I finally decided, I was like, you know what, over the break, over my holiday break from work, I decided to desolder a bunch of boards, and I was like, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to put it on stream. It's going to be the board that goes right here. It's going to be rainbow-tastic, and we're going to finally use this, because this is one of the most expensive PCBs, and it's just been sitting in this bag. I've soldered it to the point to where I can get the LEDs to line up, and it still didn't work that well. But have you ever had problems with TX60? Never used it. Owned it for over a year. Never once built on it. Save for the Lumina, yeah, right. So he doesn't make these anymore. I'm sure there's a story. Whatever, they're expensive. I don't really care too much about. Flash it with the latest firmware. All right, well, I'll have to do that. I tested it the other day just through EK, just to make sure. Colorful stabs. So that brings me to my next point. I use these on, I'll give him the shout out. I use these on the Lubricante build that I did recently, and I loved them. And there we go. So these are the Prime KB stabs that we will be working with. This is going to be hard to focus. There it is. You can kind of see it. No, you don't need to clip these, which is a great feature. Not that clipping's all that difficult, but I mean, why not, right? I hope someone saw that. That was insane. C3 stabs or Everglides. I don't know if they're Everglide. It just says, someone I think told me they're Durox stabs, but I don't even know if that's a thing. I don't know, but my boy Colt, shout out, he got me onto these. So major props to him. Look similar to Zeal's. I mean, some would argue that they are close, but at the end of the day, Zeal used clear stabs with gold hardware, and in my opinion, that does not warrant a who copied who or what. It's just a thing that happened. Just like how you can't really like copy a colorway, you can't put a copy on like colored stabs. So you'll get people will 100% start going, oh yeah, you copied them, but it's not like there's no like legal matter of like, oh, if someone came out with pastel pink and pastel blue stabs, C3 couldn't go in and be like, hey, what the hell? So, last but not least, Zeal, just to go, I wanted the max RGB. So I put Zelio 78 grams. These are lubed with 3204 as to maybe hopefully, I've never used Zeals with 3204. Well, I've never used Zelios. I've used Telios with 3204. But I've never used Zelios with 3204. Hopefully it can help reduce the plasticky noise. So, but that's what's going to be going in today. And we'll get this build going in just a sec. For those of you who build a lot, I highly suggest doing this. I have a couple different enters and shifts from sets I'm no longer, that like they're already on a board and they're just extras. You get like 19 space bars per set. And I'm sure there's a couple enters and shifts that you have laying around. Highly recommend it. So real quick, just making sure that's flat. Yep. Today we'll be louving with, surprise, 205 grade 0. Big shocker there. Don't have to clip them. Not gonna band-aid mod them. I did not grab enough stems. I'm done. I don't know why I thought that. The best part about streaming is that if you do something that makes you look like an idiot, you do it in front of people. So a quick shout out to our sponsors, switchmod.net. You go to switchmod.net/mechsondeck. You can get, well, you can't get 205 grade 0 right now, but it will come back in stock, I promise. And let's zoom in just a smidge. There must be no reviews and reviews. That's right. So switchmod.net/mechsondeck, 4% off your order, or you can use promo code. I'm gonna shout his out, but I'm gonna totally shout out mine first. You can hit up !meta chewing for $5 off Metaverse round or Metaverse V2. There's a competition going between Osiris and myself. If you want to use the lame version, yep, you can do Meta Osiris as well. Support one of us. We're having a little friendly competition with that competition. So, I'll shout his out as well. This is the only time I'll shout his out. Next up, Dixie Mech. You go to Dixie Mech, mechsondeck.dixiemech.com. Pick up GMK Burgundy, still running. Last couple weeks. Be sure to grab it. And lastly, sorry, I'm still getting used to it. Next up, Zap Cables. Makes some of the best cables in the market. He just released some in-stock cables that look fantastic. Shit. So, and then lastly, Project Keyboards. Project Keyboards is currently running the Tengu and is frequently stocking the Sirius, one of the, in my opinion, top 5 best boards to come out last year. So keep an eye out on that. Let me hit that. Sponsors one more time. So what is everyone up to tonight? And I asked that, and go to silence, and audio turned off, of course, because who wouldn't want to set up a question and then go to a little bit of quiet, let people type, and then it just goes to dead silent? Who wouldn't want that? Waiting for my Polaris in 8008. Polaris 8008 Zycos. Oh yeah. Basically out of prototyping hell, so that's nice. That's good. I know many people who are prototyping. What are you Can you talk about what you're prototyping? It's going to be the board you hope you never get rid of. Things change, man. Don't be afraid. Right now, there's really only one board I would never get rid of, and that is, whoop, bumped into the mic. My Baka 60. The OSA is the only other thing that I would not sell it to anyone. I would sell it back. It's a private group buy, and personally, what I would do, if you are someone who runs private group buys or whatever, the one thing I would do, sell it or get the private buy runner, let him sell it for you. I will not discuss anybody's names, but someone who got in on the Baka, had already paid for the Baka, basically said, listen, I'm selling it, but I want your approval of what I should do with it. And we came up with the idea of, hey, why don't you let me sell it to somebody else, and they just pay you directly. And with that, that is how a very good friend of mine at the stream was able to get a Baka. Because with private buys, you don't want to be the person that flips a private buy. It's the best way to get yourself never invited to a private buy ever. So, redesigned the dactyl to make it bottom mount instead of tray mount, and slap some Alps on it. Then realized my case didn't have enough clearance for switches, and the plate didn't fit my hand Gucci enough. Unfortunate. How I wish things that honestly, that's really how it should be. It's never going to, because let's be real, that's just too hard to manage. And at the end of the day, when you sell a product, you run the risk of people going and flipping it. And the only thing you can really do at that point is ban them and tell everybody about it. People will report, absolutely. This community is built on like favors and IOUs. So when you go out of that, it's very easy to find yourself on the ass end. Is it Ziggy? Ziggy, what it do, man? How we doing? So, I'm very excited. I was very excited about today because over the weekend I finally decided to get a bigger desk. So what you see in the camera, the only real upgrade that any of y'all could see is it's slightly better lit, slightly more lit. On my end, I have made that upside down. You know what? I appreciate that. I put that upside down, and it wouldn't even let me put it all the way through. Nice. Zliggy, thanks, my dude. One more of those.
There's
more Jesus Club out. Yeah, I've got my old setup. My desk was a lot smaller. It was 47 inches by 23 inches, and now it's 59 by 27, 29. I don't know. A lot deeper. My monitor's further away from me. I'm not as cramped. I can kind of widen it out, but you can't really see just because of the way it's set up. Sorry, one more time. But yeah, there's more room for stuff. So for those who are here, I had to put my board on the table behind me And now I have everything like, this is sitting on top of the board, but everything's just kind of right here. It's made lighting a little bit more challenging. So, but it's been fun. I got new lights as well, so huge upgrade on that end. I've been really trying to up the game. Cyrus makes everything look amazing, and I'm sitting here looking like a potato. So it's fun to try and match his quality with more limited resources and knowledge. So Ziggy, welcome, my dude. So much room for activities. That's exactly what my wife said. Another day, another dollar. Loomis, some Zeal stabs. These are Prime KB clear stabs. I believe Duroc. Someone ping Colt CVLT in the Discord and ask him, because he knows. I don't. I just clicked buy. Yeah, that was I had yesterday off in celebration and reflection of MLK Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So, buzzed up to IKEA. Just did like the click and let me show up and grab my package and leave. And bought a bigger desk. I knew it was going to fit. Did all the measurements the other day. I was like, alright, let's do this. Pretty easy setup. Pretty much just put everything but more spaced out. And I have more room for lighting and just space. I felt very cramped. I don't like feeling cramped. I'm a big guy. So, some fun, to me fun. I'm going to tell this story and watch the viewer count go down. So some of you know the TX60 in gray. I had a gray HHKB TX60. It was my first big boy board. Big kid board, I should say. But, and the first switches were Zelio V1s, and I was like, okay, because at first I was like, no, dude, box switches, clicky switches, I don't care what everybody says about these Zelio switches, like, Rage Against the Machine. I just didn't want to spend the money on it. Got a switch tester, from Novel Keys, bought some Zelios, because I was like, okay, these don't feel good. I built it with I built another board with 67 grams, and then I put in like a few 78 grams, and I was like, that feels a lot better, and I built it with 78 grams, and that was my main board for like 2 months, 2 or 3 months. And then the Zelio V2s came in, and I insta-bought them, and fell in love with them, and that was my main board for a hot minute. Honestly, I don't even remember when I desoldered them, and those V2s eventually, those specific V2s eventually wound up in here as Zycos. And I wound up getting another TX60. I sold off the gray HHKB that had inks in it, and I had Holy Jesus until the Baka came in, and I was like, I want my favorite switches were the Holy Jesus switches. Zelio V2s kind of fell by the wayside, didn't sound as good. And then I was like, well, I want the Baka to have some of my favorite switches. And I had initially put, what did I do? I can put Zycos in them, yeah. And I was just like, meh, I've already got a 60% with Zycos. At this time, I kind of want to put these Holy Jesus in there. I think it'd be better. Turns out great. It was better. And my antique, and I was just sitting there, and then I was like, well, if I'm gonna make a Zelio board, then I should use the Zeal 60. And why don't I just do that on the TX60? Because I don't plan on selling it anytime soon, and that would just be a fun little easy build. And I was like, all right, cool, that's what I'll do. And I got some new Zelios, lubed them up, 3204. My biggest gripe about Zelios are the fact that they sound kind of meh. The 3204 will help muffle some of that sound. So my thought process was, okay, well, if I put 3204 in there. If I don't mind me asking, at the time, I think it was 120, but I got this on mass drop for 100. And let me tell you, that is expensive for a PCB. It's got in-switch LEDs, which is kind of the big draw to it. It's just, in general, it's a nice layout. Like, this was something I said somewhere at some point. Minimal layout. No ISO. What your options are: split backspace. Let's see. Does it have? No, it does have ISO. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. It does have ISO. But we don't have a lot of Swiss cheese. And I was really appreciative of the fact that I was like, it wasn't the DZ. It was this or the DZ60 for a hot minute. And I was like, well, I want like a premium 60%. And then I was like, oh, I don't need a premium 60%. So there we go. Sorry, just getting some music pulled up. And you know, I'd used the DZ60 and it was fine. I just was like, well, it's kind of just there. It's the everyman PCB. They've gotten better, but I would say that other things have come out that are better. The ANSI, the WT60, in I imagine every form. I haven't tried every form, but I'm sure they're all great. The ANSI and the WT60 are two of my favorites, with, I would say, the WT60 edging it out slightly because it seems pretty bare bones. Honestly, if the WT60 did not have those relief cuts, it would be the best. And it's nothing... What am I doing? It's nothing against that design. It's just, that's literally, I don't care about relief cuts. So it's like, make me my personal PCB. No, the goal for this board, hopefully maximize, get some awesome RGBs, have a solid, it's my third favorite switch. It's one half of my first favorite switch. It's the best, in my opinion, the Zelio V2 is the best out-of-the-box switch if you want tactile. Comes at the price of the best out-of-the-box switch. But technically it's one half if you count the spring. And I use 78 gram, I use the springs from the Zelios. So what I'm doing right now is getting some anchor switches in so I can test the stabs against the plate. Big props to Zeal, by the way. Putting what switch it is. Why is this so horrendously uneven? I have no idea what that was about. Bento pad does look nice. It does. I like it. A little zoom out. I really like it. I use it to switch scenes. I can put myself away. I can go. It's fun. So is anybody working on anything? Any boards? What are we working on today? Churning through, looping a bunch of vent blacks. Keep on churning. Awaiting a neuron. Are you just like standing by the door, like just waiting? Oof. Needs a little more lube on the enter. I can see which one it is too. So I like my stabs. When I lube for me, I put usually more lube than I would for like a customer. Because I like my stabs to be creamy. Ooh, there we go. This is the total pre-switch on the Zyko. Like if I buy all the switches to salvage parts, I know $1 for Zelio, 65 cents per Panda. What is a Halo? For 70, it's like 35 shipped, so 50 cents. Or 37 shipped? I don't know. I don't remember. I like the way these sound, and I like the way they feel. I like the way that space bar is. So, you know, if Rama allows returns during pre-order, like if the buy is still up, then you should be able to. Don't quote me on that. That is not a guarantee. I have never talked to Rama. But I've heard you can if it's still up. So we're gonna get these soldered up. Buttercup. I'm just sitting here waiting for the Mako thing, by the way. Because I'm terrible at time management. What's up, Chew? Zap, man. Zap's here from Zap Cables. He makes the coolest stickers and the best cables. In that order? I'm sure you'd be okay if I said that. No doubt. Now, Zap is one of the nicest people in the hobby. If there was a way to have like a niceness fight between Dixie and Zap, I want to know. So that would be a fun niceness fight to watch. Laylo, welcome to the stream, man. If you're curious, we do not only do build streams, but we also slap in the base battle. We also do interview streams, where on Wednesdays we interview a guest in the community. Monday we typically will go over something topical in the community. And that is, I am not alone. My fearless leader, Mr. Osiris himself. I'm just here for the ride, man. Anymore? About to lose a nice off this week, Chew. Any orders heading to San Francisco this week? Maybe. Oh, dude, good. Although, honestly, I'm not mad. I would have loved to win that game. Layla, what's up? I don't know if you're flipping me off or giving me the thumbs up, but I like it regardless. We weren't supposed to win that game, and we didn't show up in the first half. My only regret is that it was not as fun of a game as it could have been to watch. And this board is officially, well, I guess not officially. It did physically hurt. My wife was very supportive, as she knew that I was just walking around really pissed off. Sunday was a tough day. It was tough for Packers fans and therefore the world. Who you guys want for Super Bowl? Chiefs, hands down. And then Harden goes 1 for 17 from 3 yesterday. Not Houston's week, man. It's not Houston's month. Losing the playoffs after being up by 24 points. Then their team, which could very well potentially get their freaking championship season ripped away from them. Although, in my opinion, well deserved. If any of you follow sports ball, the Astros got caught cheating. And I've been sitting here going, well, if they were cheating and they won the championship, then they shouldn't have the championship because they cheated. And I was talking to my coworker today about it. And I was like, listen, they caught Lance Armstrong and they said he cheated. And they took all of his trophies away. If we don't treat this the exact same way in baseball, which is already a joke, is a joke. Sports betting. Sports betting's fun but dangerous. I've only done it like a handful of times. Not anytime recent. Sometimes it's fun when you see a game that's like, it's supposed to be 40-0. Like, you can bet $1 and win 50. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll bet $1 and win 50. That's like easy money. This is just stealing at that point. It's like, cool, I found $1 on the side of the road. I could turn it into $50 on a fluke because they're all professional athletes at the end of the day. Anyway, keyboards. So putting the switches in now. Hold on real quick. Sorry. Eternal themed artisan to complete my build. Excuse me. If anybody wants to hear a fun burp, 30 seconds into the Cool Board episode that we were on last night, that was a fun one. I won't do it live for you because, you know, some people might not like that, but if you want to go look it up, you're my guest. Just got GMK Mizu desk mat from Dixie in the mail. Hell yeah, dude. Those desk mats are pretty sick. The only reason I don't get desk mats anymore is because I have too many. Whoo! Bit that man. Felt it bending going in. Sirius arrived today? Hell yeah, dude. Nice. I'm not letting this bad boy go down without a fight. Serious stock will remain. It is sold out right now, but he is trying to keep it in stock. The tough part about keeping stuff in stock, so this is an interesting topic, is, you know, it's like, obviously people would love to have more in-stock keyboards. The problem is that we have a community that loves buying things. And when the basic economics of when the demand is significantly higher than supply, this is why you can't just buy a GMK keycap set like to 500, because then you have situations like, look at Olivia selling 6,000 across 2 sets, Dracula selling 3,000. Exactly what Brett said. Lead times are hard. You'll just be playing catch up. So really at this point, it's like, it's great, it's amazing that he's able to do this. You know, it's one of those like, oh, I can stock 100 and then the 100 sell out in 4 days. Not cool, now I have to go get more. And then what you don't want to have happen is like, fine, I'll buy 500 and then only 150 get sold, and you have to shut down because you can't sell enough Siriuses. Elephant, you did not miss the soldering. A solder bro. Oh, I know you, man. Sirius finally arrived in Canada. Nice, dude. What are you planning on putting on? Lube Gap Blacks Gene. So Osiris on his creams build, he's got nines on it, and it looks so good with 9s on it. You're going to love that. Literally, bullwhip effect is exactly what you're describing. If you want the future and the source material, bullwhip, got it. Where do you get the container of that switches you're in? This is like a drawer thing. I can find it on Amazon really quick. It's like a big thing, like a big storage container. Let me see if I can find it real quick. That is not it. That is it. So it's great for switches. It can hold over 100. It can hold over, like, I think I tested with like 160. Plus your entire soul. Not my entire soul. But definitely recommend it. It fits a lot of things. Like, it's where I put all my switches. Stabs fit in it. 7U stabs fit in it. You could probably fit keycaps. Chewy and Tech Jesus from Gamers Nexus should do a YouTube series together. Can it, as long as it's sponsored by like Head and Shoulders. And Cartoon 91, if all goes according to plan, these will be for you. Battle Thunder, love it. Try those out. Awesome, man. Appreciate that. Hell yeah. This first try. Fuck yeah. Alright, cool. I always do a really bad job with that. Checking for bent pens. What's great is this PCB being dark. Like, I feel like there's just good contrast, so I'll be able to tell immediately. Only bent one that I felt. Whoop, no, we're good. All right, sweet. All right, Delphin, where's my boy? Not gonna start without you. Present. All right, sweet. Hold on just a second. All right, we're back and cloudier than ever. Let's get to soldering. For those curious, I solder at 660 degrees. It's a little hotter than I think most people would probably tell you. A lot of people tell you 600 to 650. Some people tell you 600 to 700. I just find it is the easiest for me to effectively solder. For how I solder. Oh, what am I doing? Oh my gosh. So, my amazing wife got me this so I don't die with solder fumes. I need to put like a label here that says "Don't die" from your wife. Look at this thing. It's battery powered. It's got a little stand. I have no idea how much it is. Cancer repellent. This thing is amazing, and I finally get to use it. So, if you hear a buzz, I'm sorry, but it's honestly not that loud. I know. Like, how loud is that, guys? Because I personally don't think it's that loud. Yeah, more true. Cannot hear. Hell yeah. Boom. Thank you. Thank you. For the fan.
Oh.
Whew. And you can just see that smoke dissipate. Get it tighter. Lighting's a little bad, but you know what? We can't all be perfect. Look at that smoke just go right away. You said on past streams, Doodle has a little issue on her eye. How's she doing? She's doing great. Thank you, Gondo. She's doing great on the eye. She pulled a muscle in her back, and that has been bothering her. But, you know, injuries come in threes. And after the arm, and after the eye, we got the back. So I think we're done. I think we're done. Knock on wood. I missed some chat. Like, I was using a Dyson on full before I added the small desktop fan, but like that can point, like the difference is huge. Yeah, this is like amazing. I don't have to really tighten it up anymore to shed smoke. Like, and it fits. I mean, it's not that big. It's about the same size on the desk as like a toolkit. Hey, it's even. It is Honeywell, right? Look at that. Boom, Honeywell. Does it blow or suck? Turn it the other way. I mean, it kind of, but. Real smoke. Put it lower. Yeah, I was thinking about putting it like right here and just blow it right up. But yeah, that's where it needs to be. But yeah, look at you guys helping me not die. Junior SVT PCB is beautiful. Thank you, man. Is the Zeal 60 PCB. The Rev 4. Type C, check. Limited layouts, 90% check. RGB, don't care about, but you know what? On this one, it's cool because I can use it in VIA. Solid soldering experience, check. Price, talk to me later. I don't know if a glass PCB would work, but I could be wrong. You could technically do glass. I mean, that's one of those we were so enticed by if we could. No one ever asked if we should. People should listen to Ian Malcolm more. Need a marble keyboard. That would be fun. I'm curious now how the sounds would. Delphin, 150 bits. Thank you, my dude. A solder bud is here. Honestly, the fact that this PCB is like lettered is so awesome, and I wish more people could. So like PCB designers, like I'm sure it costs more, but like please, this is so useful. Yo, I'm also from Texas. I love that Dixie Mech home desk mat. Thank you, man. This is my workhorse desk mat. It's fucked up. It's, you know, we screwed up. We put solder in this mat the day I opened it. Zephy1, thank you. It was during our 24-hour stream. We opened it up and immediately built on this. JRSVT, thank you for the Prime subscription. Macanova, huge shout out, Macanova. It's working. I'll give you one of these. That's because of you. Macanova 69 degrees. It's just fantastic. So. Yeah, you put it in front of your door. That's character. That's what I wanted. I was like, you know, like, I'm building. It's not, building a keyboard is not this super clean. Like, I guess if it's a hot swap build, then you can do like this super duper clean build, but it's supposed to be dirty. Like my wife does her makeup on it. Like, I want it to be screwed up. Because the other thing too is if it gets like actually dirty to where it's like, oh, I don't want stuff wiping off in the build, throw in the dishwasher. Or not dishwasher. Just throw in the dishwasher. Throw in the washer. So. Easy cleanup, exactly. It's just, you know, I wanted a night, and it's darker. It shows off some color nicely. You know, it's the workhorse. It's what I wanted. And Dixie came on and said it's supposed to get dirty. Gondo, are you still in chat? I have a PCB question for you. So we got nice color gauge. Dust mat get better with age like fine wine. Dude, seeing your modern Dolce on top is more hyping me up for Moto Light Group. Yeah, it's an amazing set. That is going to be my first GMK set ever. It's a solid set to start with, man. Moto's to die for. Too strong. I'm rather impressed with his group by Mizu mat. I definitely want to get more from him. Also, NK. Try NK, but I might set up a US postal holding service to make a trip. For real, I know, right? Shipping from Dixie is so fucking expensive. $25 to Germany. Accurate. Oof. Well, Zeffy, welcome from Germany, man. Thank you for staying up. What time is it for over there for you guys? Like 3? I don't know if it's quite 4, but I could be wrong. Maybe it is 4. $4.18. Yeah, the worst part about desk mats is since it's so long and awkward, like it's big. Because of the size, it's just intense. Pretty much. Hope I ain't too late. Nope. Still soldering. I anticipate to be done by 10 o'clock my time. So 40 minutes. Pending nothing goes horribly wrong with these last 3 switches. And I get a good green across the board on the old EK switch hitter. Will Moto Light have EU proxies? I have no idea. I imagine. I don't know what they usually do. I could be wrong, but I want to say, I think Mike said this, but desk mats have to be shipped like on a ship because they're too heavy and they're just so big and there's so many. So that would obviously be like a big deal. But soldering hopefully complete. Let's give it the old test-a-rooney dooney. Zap cables. I built this one myself. Nice little RGBs there. I have no idea why that one's pink, but it's gonna be rainbow at the end of the day. I miss everything. Could not be. It could just be not programmed. Trouble in Paradise? I bet this is set up for HHKV. Yep, that's exactly what this is. So, cool. And don't know why this isn't working, but we'll figure that out. Anyway, if my function key is not working, that is not the end of the world. One thing I'm gonna do, so I'm done with this. I'm gonna leave this bad boy on now that it can't be heard. I have a 1 to 6 numpad programmed. It will screw this up, but this is just my numpad 1 to 6, so I can switch back. And that's just through numpad. So I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break really quick. That's what switch hitter picked up. Yes. I jinxed it by putting it up, saved it. Like, yeah, we'll see. Like, I'm not, with customers, I like to prove that, like, hey, your board works, I promise. With personal builds, I'm like, did I miss anything blatantly obvious? No? Alright. But I'm going to take a quick second, stretch the legs, use the restroom. So I will be right back. Shout out to Genly Bean. She is a very good friend, not only of the stream, but personally. And she made the Be Right Back screen that I have, and it's actually the board that I'm building tonight, so it's kind of awesome. Be sure, I believe she has commissions open right now, so I'll be right back. Just a quick 2 minutes, but check out the awesome art she did, because she did such an awesome job. I even think she fixed it. I may have not updated it. My bad, but she does amazing work. I'm back, bathroomed up, ready to go. So, just going to pop this in. Welcome back. Tracio base, Tracive base. I'm sorry, Tracio base. Look at that. Already got smudges on it. Tracio base. So the TX60 is a sandwich mount. Zelio 78 gram V2s lubed with 3204. I do not like silence. I don't like silent switches. I like to hear my keyboard. That sounds very like it doesn't do it for me. A lot of the reason I love the keyboards in this hobby is due to how awesome they sound, and Xylants take that away. I totally get it. They have their place. They deserve to be here. Silenced switches need to be in the hobby. There are people who, you know, work in places where you just can't bring your box Navy board into work. So, building my work board with this silent switch, thought it would be nicer for those around. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's when you build a board for work, you know, you do kind of have to. If you work in an office by yourself, then screw it, do whatever you want. But if you have to think about the other people in your office, it becomes an issue. It can become an issue. You don't want to piss off the people that you work with. So one thing I don't like about this board is this slides around a lot. I don't know if you can see it. Loosey-goosey. So you kind of have to like put it in and then make sure it's aligned properly. I'm totally doing this off camera because I zoomed in. Some of it's misaligned. Lube will always help with sound. I think very, like, really intensely lubed, like the 205 grade 0 inks are pretty freaking quiet. Caps, GMK Camping. This is my GMK Camping board. So it's gonna look like this. What we got today? Cozy Fanny Tootie. That is an amazing name. Thank you for the sub. Intense lube, yep. You gotta be intense with it. There. So, we might even finish a little early. So what keycaps, I know someone mentioned Moto Light. What are some keycaps people are excited for? What are you guys excited to see? Ooh, it's bright. This is GMK Darling, Future Funk. All solid choices. GMK Masterpiece. That's the black and yellow one, correct? Am I wrong with that? Nord, very nice. GMK Apollo, another great set. When you go with sets that are just kind of like grays and like ashes, just like that, exactly. Like, you just can't go wrong. We've talked about it before, but like minimal doesn't look bad on anything. Minimal, if it might not look the best, but it doesn't look bad. Let's see. Let's go back to our friend Joby. I wish I could find that. There was a lo-fi hip-hop It was like a Rochi or something that I just loved. Osuko, there it is. Orochi. Does anyone care about GMK Dark? I like it. I would get it if I owned more blackboards, but I only have one, and I only plan on owning one. Comfy PBT, I did not get it on that. Or not see, I guess I did see it, but I don't plan on getting it. My group buys are the group buys I'm looking forward to the most are Moto Light, Sloth, which is way later in the year. I really like Ashes. I just don't know if I'll be getting in on it simply because of money. So I'm gonna throw up a little poll real quick, and I want you guys to choose which novelty from these. This is kind of hard to see. I'll lay them out down below. I'll let you guys pick for my escape key some of these. And I will have it on there for a long time. Just let me get over to Twitch. Caps lock is on. Oh, I'm gonna take out the fire one because that's my least favorite. Alright, I have started the polls. Round 1 novelties are so much nicer than round 2. Yes, I would agree. While they are fine, I think the first ones are better. So at the top of chat, I have which novelty I'm going to use. Vote, let me know, and I'll use it. Oh, screen's frozen. I am not expecting this to be the best sounding board, although I do think with 3204 it will sound better than most Zelio builds I've used. You usually go split backspace, always. I am going split backspace. I have a CP, or a full, basically a full style layout board. With split backspace, I have a TKL coming that I'll put a split backspace. I had a TKL, but I had split backspace. It is the way. I have short fingers, and so reaching right here is a lot easier than going like that. Split backspace is life. I tried it, haven't looked back. Only takes a day or maybe 2 days to beat. Hole ended the deer one. Let's look at these results. I'm interested. The deer won and only the moon and dead fish, which is funny. The trailer is my favorite, but not a single vote. The deer it is. There she is. Let's get rid of me. It's not like, I'm not like, oh my god, look how amazing it is, because I've seen this board for like 8 months. But I'm more interested to see how it sounds, and then we'll plug it in, get some RGBs going. First off, quick sound. I can tell it sounds good already. The unplug broken headphones. Camping does look great on this board. Let's do... Alright. Quick sound test. It's a Yeti Nano that is in a suspended mount. This side's going to obviously sound much thockier than this side. The way my desk is set up, it's going to be. I'm very open about it. I pub sound tests. Don't take it with a grain of salt. If it sounds great, awesome. It might not sound the exact same. You could be everything from what this mic is to Twitch and how it adjusts its audio to how it goes through your speakers. All that's going to be different. So just remember that. Solid sound. Spacebar sounds great. It's a little muted. That's that 3204. That will wear away over time. That will loosen up and I think sound better over time. Feels great. Very smooth. Very tactile. Spacebar feels great. It's going to be replacing this on stream. So let's try... for sound comparison, real quick, I'll mute that. This is a Zelio. Fiel's just going to get rotated into my weeklies. Right now, I have 3 built boards. Now I have 4. But I have my Baka, I have my Fiel, and I have my OSA. OSA is at work. Fiel was over here, Buck is on this. I'm probably going to switch to the Fiel for a while. Psychos. Zelios. A lot more thock, a lot louder. Definitely a little more plasticky sounding. Still sounds good though. Sounds better than not lubed. So. In just a second, you know, we're gonna take this to screen share. Actually, hold on. We'll go here. We're just throwing it around. Dude, Moto. I'm sorry, man. Moto's an amazing set. Give me just a second. Alright, where is my music? Can I just go to him directly? I can. Sweet. Alright. Alright, so I can do screen share and show you Olivia, the Via. And it's right now at like a rose gold color. So we'll go back and forth. Here's what I'll do. We're gonna go dark mode for a little bit. So nice, fun keyboards. If you guys want to see Apiary come on for a minute, we can argue about 65%. Then by all means, let me know. Comes, I love that this is just like Via to the max, by the way, Olivia. The preset is just pale gold. So let's go back real quick. That's not what I wanted. I wanted that. All right. Radial all hues. I want like spinning. Radial color 1. Cycle all. Radial color 1. How do I get like, can I get spinning? Effect speed, here we go. Oof. If that is not some 2015 Razor. Oof. Let's see how it looks with the lights. You can't really tell. That's awesome. This is, I don't know. I guess because I'm so far removed from RGB at this point, because I just don't, it's not something I really care about. It's fun to see it again. Eating dinner right now? We'll have to argue another time because one, you're eating dinner at like 8:50, and two, it's almost 10 o'clock for me. Oh, dude, yeah, 10, absolutely extra 10 FPS on this bad boy. Here, hold on, I'm gonna drag this so we can. Nope, that's not what I want. Still getting used to it. All right, hold on. Let's have some fun with the colors real quick. Solid color, so I could do like green, match that. Can't even really get a dark green. I like that Mechs on deck teal, little apiary yellow. Shows off pretty nicely. White's the only one where it's kind of like, it's still kind of blue. It's hard to get like a soft white. Is it raining? And let's do... This is kind of cool. So you can just do like, the middle is green and kind of go with the theme of camping. I might stick with this for a while. So, that's gonna be it. Apiary, unfortunately, oh, I don't have this. I have this muted. I'm like sitting here listening to music by myself. We'll get apiary on soon enough. Sorry for the blinding. But yeah, thank you guys. Like I said, shorter stream. TX60 will go right there, and all of its RGB goodness. I highly recommend the Zelia V2s. Sound is solid. The sound is great. Or sound is, sorry, not great. Sound is solid. It sounds fine. 3204, highly recommend. The feel is awesome. So like it's one of the best feeling switches ever. Especially just like right out of the box. It's just solid. TX60, great board, sandwich mount. You're gonna get a lot of resistance, a lot of sturdiness, which is great. So other than that, you know, thank you guys. Be sure to tune tomorrow. We have Mech Merlin coming on, talk about QMK. So I've got to message him after this. I'm gonna be raiding Anthony here in a minute. I like how the background of this is literally the board I built today. So thank you, Delphin. You have a good night. Quick shout out to our sponsors, Zap Cables. You can get Zap Cables, one of the only places to get pre-made cables. So be sure to check that out. Switchmod.net/Mechs on deck. Get 4% off your order, or you can use, for GMK Metaverse, you can use Meta Chewy. You go to switchmod.net/Chewy to get $5 off of your order of GMK Metaverse. Let's go flame Moon. Moon pinged me while I was live, so I'm gonna go flame him. And then we got Project Keyboards. He's got the Tengu, the Alice Layout Tengu gasket mount board. Be sure to go check that out. Use our code, helps the stream out. Last but not least, mechsondeck.dixiemech.com. That will definitely help support us. Go get GMK Burgundy. Thank you very much. Let's go raid the godfather of keyboard streamers, at least to me, Mr. Anthony 001 Anthony. Starting the raid. Once again, thank you guys. Such a fun stream. I love, I'm glad I got to try out the new lights. Let me know, Discord me. Let me know if you like the new setup. And y'all have a good night.
Big shout out to Mechs on deck. Thank you so much for the raid. Please check them out if you haven't already. They're local to me. They live about 10-15 minutes away from me. Cool folks. I wouldn't say one of the best Minecraft episodes. Iconic, yes, but I don't know about one of the best. You mind checking the stamp thickness on those sherbets? Okay, yeah, so we'll do that as well. But anyway, so we are unboxing today. We are unboxing the sherbet switches, box crystal, box crystal jades, and box crystal pinks, and also the C3 stabilizers. C3 stabilizers, I've actually already unboxed those. I already gave my initial impressions, but we're gonna do a proper-ish unboxing today. Alright, so now, see, this is the annoying part, right? Why can't they just fucking respect some standards? And look at this, box crystal pink PCB mount, right? The whole reason you buy them is because they're PCB mount or whatever.
I'm done, by the way.
I know.
Oh, sorry. I was trying not to be like, Raid, don't talk. I was trying to get a couple messages in before I escape.
Cherry still standing. Now this one, remember it has the biggest holes, right? This is a DC60. Falls right off. Sprit slash bface nk.com.
Solid stream, not the most insane numbers, but it leveled out fine.
This one is at least tight-ish, but that's because
chat was not very
holes
talkative,
are pretty tight.
What?
Chat wasn't as talkative, but it was kind of a boring. I mean, it's just a TX60 build.
With cherry, look at this.
Just put the batteries in correctly. No, I just never changed mount.
This is because
you know what happens, babe, when you have dead batteries and then you put them back in?
So yes, big
still dead.
fucking fail on Kyle's part. God damn it, Kyle.
Who would have thought?
Kyle with an H. And you're putting gats in the B face. So fucking bad. Now let's compare the way they sound. Should we swap housings and stuff? Hold on. Let's one step at a time. So, time to do some measurements.
Hey, babe.
So welcome aboard, everyone, from Mechs on deck. Just static. Mr. Patch was here. Trace a base. The sky is 256K. And we're gonna check the stem thickness, right? Yeah. So lots to do.